Hi, I'm Lisa Herron. Welcome to Gordon Marketing. I'm taking a little break from our annuity sales desk this afternoon. So excited that you're taking a little time out of your busy schedule to join me over a sales concept that I would truly love for you to grasp. Many of us work with clients with a lot of money, a little money, but the biggest fears that clients have are outliving their money. So as you're beginning to talk to baby boomers, there's 10,000 of them turning 65 every day. So there are clients, whether it's a new prospect or maybe somebody that's in your existing book of business that you have done a cross-sell with, maybe a senior product or a life product, and now they're getting to a point in their life that they're thinking about retirement. So one of the biggest things that when you can sit down with your client and talk to them about having upside potential, no downside risk, because many people have lost money in the marketplace, and a good way to get your foot in the door many times when you stumble upon, that pre-retiree is to ask them, how did your money do in the market in 2008, 2009? Many of them have lost a substantial amount of their retirement portfolio. So that's where an FIA, a fixed index annuity, is going to be a great way to carve out for safe money for your client and to be able to provide them with a paycheck for the rest of their life. Well, as you begin to talk to people, you do not have to be the product expert. That's why you've got us here at Gordon Marketing. We have a very experienced sales desk that can help position an annuity sale. So what I like to tell, even on my own personal clients, is that I'm affiliated with 100 of the top carriers, and let me compile a little bit of information, and I'll go back to my office and put together a personalized retirement plan. Well, as part of that is to be able to really open the door is that you can position your client with a paycheck for life. So, of course, with brochures that many of the carriers have, it's overwhelming even for us as agents, and even more so for somebody that is not an expert in the industry like we are. So when you can streamline a very simple concept of what I'm getting ready to share with you, I like to look at your money being set up in two buckets, and this is talking about a fixed index annuity. So in this particular case, and these are all hypothetical numbers, you're looking at $100,000 with a 10% sign-on bonus, and $110,000 goes immediately invested into the annuity to begin to work for your client. Having a bonus is a great way to absorb some of the losses that maybe your client has experienced, especially in that 2008, 2009 marketplace. But your money works twice as hard for you in an FIA or a fixed indexed annuity. You've got a growth bucket, and you've also got an income bucket. Your growth bucket is going to be that base contract, the accumulation side of the contract. And of course there's all the fancy acronyms, but clients get a growth bucket and they get an income bucket. With your growth bucket, it's going to have several indices. Many of the carriers have 10 to 12 indices to pick from, and again, it's going to give you upside potential with no downside risk. So in this case, you've got $110,000 that goes in on your growth bucket, and then you have $110,000, the same amount, or it's the same money that goes to work, again, twice as hard on your income bucket side. So many times agents get confused over the word roll-up. It is an interest rate. Many of the carriers are either compounding or they're simple on the way it rolls up. And as long as the client isn't touching money, it stays tax deferred, and that's always a great way, to reinforce how positive it is for a client to have an annuity. So with a roll-up, so in this case, we've got a 65-year-old that wants to start taking income in 5 years. So for the first 5 years of the contract, your client is minimally going to make 6.75% tax deferred. Of course, we don't know what the base contract is going to do because it's linked to some sort of indexed. But again, upside potential with no downside risk. But when you can position with your client that they're going to make 6.75% in this example, tax deferred, they're going to begin to listen to you. So at the age of 70, with this particular client, for the first 5 years, it's grown up to 6.75. when they're ready to turn on that faucet, the 6.75% stops and income begins. By having an income rider, it's going to ensure that your client will always have a paycheck. So we write it today on a 65-year-old, and they live to be 125 years old. Contractually, they're locked into having the paycheck for life. And the principal side, or the gross side, will continue to grow. However, it is linked to whichever crediting method. But again, it's about selling peace of mind. That when you're talking with clients, if I could show you a way to have a paycheck for the rest of your life, can I have 20 minutes of your time? Compile a little bit of information. Call me. Again, I'm Lisa Herron at Gord Marketing, gordmarketing.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, or you can follow me on Twitter at annuity_girl. Thank you for a little bit of your time today, and contact me for your next case development.